Don't know why they're hiding it. We began to find ancient cities that we could find because the ice was melting so quickly.
Centers around a piece of footage linked to Area 51 researcher Chuck Clark. According to Clark, the tape shows a glowing object filmed near the Nevada desert. But here's where it gets controversial.
First impressions, we have arrived in Antarctica. Officially, it doesn't feel like Antarctica because it's not icy. This is really cool because there's lots of buildings here. Lots of old buildings, very rustic buildings, shelters and storage facilities.
You know, with the hunting parties, I witnessed one of those in 1982 at the Rothschilds' Black Forest Lodge. You know, the elite who are healthy, who are well, you know, who are younger, they would release the children that they would hold captive in caverns around that area, usually at dusk, and then they would hunt all night for the kids.
What's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and 7-up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. I appreciate you if you're watching on TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say I've been checking out some of y'all music. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all been sending some heat. I ain't got to all the songs yet. Just to name a few. Rick Day, fire. I got the Lady Shay, had me two-stepping. Yes, like, y'all sending some heat. I'm talking about, man, hold on, let me go ahead and shout y'all out. OT Guap, Star Gambino, fire. Fire. OT Guap, fire too. Like, every name I'm naming, bro, I'm telling you, dropping heat. David Mills. Gave me the chills. Like, I'm telling you, y'all making me fall in love with music again. Like, not just rap, just music. It's making me fall in love with it again. Showing me that it can be, music can be done for healing, can be done for a positive thing, can be done to get rid of division, can heal the world if it's done right. So, I appreciate y'all. Y'all sending me some heat. CC Chanel. I just listened to your music, like, literally right before we about to shoot. So, I'm still going through. It's a lot of them. Y'all giving me the vibe of what I started this for. Like, what I jumped into music for, that's what y'all giving me those vibes. Y'all giving me songs like that again. I ain't danced to music in a while, but I'm, like, really feeling y'all music. So, I had this idea, maybe we put something together, like, we do a whole album called The Collective. Some of y'all get your own song, then we got collabs where we working together, as well as we put y'all on my new album coming too, but we work on something called The Collective. Just a joint album, something to make everybody feel good. Cause y'all got some good ass music. Keep it a buck. Better than a lot of this shit we hear on the radio or on TV. Let's be honest. Y'all making real music. This type of music can heal the world. If I didn't name you, don't trip. I probably just didn't get to your music yet. We got a lot of music to go through. So I appreciate y'all, man. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
People have said that Alex Jones, it's because he says all these crazy conspiracy theories or like stuff that's happened and like, but he adds in Hillary Clinton is a lizard woman. So it like discredits everything he says. So people are like, they're saying that he's saying real things that are happening or are going to happen. It's immediately discredited by how psycho he is.
You have to at least agree that that would be a good strategy.
Yeah.
If you were trying to like make something seem silly, you would put it among other very silly things.
What do we call that tactic? The silly tactic?
Yeah. I think there's only one way to handle this, General. I think we gotta get silly.
Somebody call Alex!
So yeah, bring in Mr. Jones.
But it was funny, on the Joe Rogan podcast I listened to, he was saying crazy stuff. Joe Rogan was like getting mad at him. He's like, what proof do you have? And he's like, I'm telling you, man. He's like, Jamie, look it up. Everything Alex Jones was saying, Jamie's like, yeah, he's right. And then Joe Rogan's like, this is what's driving me nuts. He's like, 95% of the things that you say are indeed correct, but you're being a about everything.
Your delivery is so whack.
There's only one person I believe in Hollywood who people conspired to actually take down. Who? I'm talking about a mass conspiracy. Anytime they take you down, it's people conspiring.
Yeah.
But it's usually because you did some shit.
Yeah.
But I think that there's one person who they really took down because he had too much power, and I believe that person was Michael Jackson.
Wow.
I truly believe that. And the reason I believe that is because you can look into the story. You know, we had Deion Cole on Breakfast Club today. Deion Cole told us a story about how he got high with Paul McCartney, and Paul McCartney told him, Paul McCartney and Michael used to be real cool. Paul was telling Michael, like, yo, you got to get your business together. You got to get your business right. He told him about the publishing game.
He bought the Beatles publishing.
Michael ended up getting so big that he bought the Beatles publishing. The Beatles publishing was worth so much that literally Sony gave Michael Jackson half of their publishing company just to own the Beatles catalog. So whenever you used to see, look it up. Whenever you used to see Sony ATV, that was Sony, and ATV was Michael Jackson's publishing company.
The Tartaria.
Y'all with them or y'all against them? Spam it up.
Look at this. Wow. This is beautiful, guys. Look at this. This is fascinating. Wow.
Yeah. My favorite place in Antarctica is this. My
Yeah.
favorite place in South Georgia is Hercules Bay.
Yeah. This is beautiful.
I want that marble kitchen top, like that.
Wow.
So expensive.
With all the strings, huh? This is beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous, guys.
This is the place where we can get the closest to an ice wall like this.
Exactly.
Safest, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is the closest I can to an ice wall.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Me too. That's why I love it. And then you look back and you see that.
Wow.
Look at that. That looks unreal.
Exactly. That looks like AI.
Huh?
But that's
Looks
the
like
real
AI.
thing. Yeah.
Haters will say it's AI.
You can stand up for a moment if you want to.
Wow. This is beautiful.
That is absolutely beautiful. It looks like the cutout of the ship is just stuck on the photo.
Yeah, exactly. That's stunning, guys. That's beautiful. Look at that.
I don't believe it. After 3 full days at sea, we are arriving at our first destination, and this looks scary. So it's an active volcano. It's called Deceptive Island, named because it has a deceptive entrance. I'm just honestly buzzing with excitement. Hey brother, wow, this is absolutely insane. First impressions, we have arrived in Antarctica. Officially, it doesn't feel like Antarctica because it's not icy. This is really cool because there's lots of buildings here. Lots of old buildings, very rustic buildings, shelters and storage facilities. These have just been put here. We have to walk in this channel here. There's a lot of rules in Antarctica. They don't want to mess it up.
We saw that clip before. Bro, I want to go down there.
This is Memphis, Tennessee, before it was taken over by the colonizers and the European invaders. This was the empire of Amaruka Tamari, and it spawned all over America. That's why we still have pyramids all over America that are being hidden. And this was the empire of the North, Amaruka Tamari, of the children of the sun. This is the history that they keep hidden from the children of the sun, so-called black people in what is now known as America, because they don't want you to know that your history has been erased and stolen, and you are the original humanity of this firmament, and this empire was yours. They tell you they founded these cities and created world fairs, but these world fairs were about showing off what they had conquered from the children of the sun and the empire of the children of the sun. And all of these Europeans you see are the immigrants that they rushed into this nation to repopulate and recolonize the empire. All the way from Rome, we had our emperors and our leaders and our queens being erased from history because they know we ruled Europe, we ruled Asia, we ruled Africa, we ruled Spain, we ruled the north and the south of what is now America. And this is the history that they don't want you to know. All of these glorious empires and structures architecturally you see all over the world are the remnants of the empire of the children of the sun. The architectural ingenuity and advanced technology of sound, vibration, and frequency we use to create these empires is the knowledge that they want to hide. And the knowledge of sound, vibration, and frequency and the earth's ley lines and chakras has been eliminated. They forbid us from learning the truth of our ancestors. We built these cymatic, architectural, beautiful wonders of the world. And this is our ingenuity. This is our designing. This is our techniques. We are the founding fathers of all civilizations, and we educated the entire world that has turned against our empire. And now they are living in our reality, and we are in the shadow of ourselves. From Asia to China to Haiti to what is now known as North America.
Ruins of the Tartarian Empire. The Tartarian Empire of the Children of the Sun. Rock formations like this representing the king. That's also on the buildings in Manhattan. Was demolished in 2007. Yet the faces that we see in Manhattan still remain. Proof of the former empire that built all the glorious structures you see in New York, as well as all over the country. These are the remnants of the empire of the children of the sun before it was taken over by the world wars. The airships that were built by our people have been erased from history. Our ingenuity, our talent, and everything we achieve architecturally has been refounded, and the history has been plagiarized and rewritten. But we controlled the great airships of our empires, and we've flown through the skies for thousands of years. And this is the history that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that technology was around long before Europeans could even talk, walk, or knew how to bathe. But this was the Tartarian Empire and 1,000 years of history.
Hidden.
So I officially crossed the ice wall, and it is indeed flat. This shit just goes infinite. There's multiple realms, G. And I keep trying to fucking tell y'all, but y'all don't want to wake up.
Guess what? 1776 was not only the year that Tartaria was destroyed, it was also the year that everything changed. We've been told that 1776 was the birth of freedom, but in reality it was the death of a civilization. The year the world was hijacked, the rise of the hidden hand. In 1776, the Illuminati were founded in Bavaria. The Rothschild banking empire began its global expansion. The American Revolution broke out. Tartaria began to disappear from maps, all in the same year. Coincidence? Tartaria was not a myth. It was a vast ancient civilization with advanced free energy technology, grand architecture using sacred geometry, a harmonious way of living in accordance with natural law, knowledge of the ether. They erased it all from the history books. They literally buried Tartaria with mud floods, natural disasters, and a new history. Then came the World's Fairs, showcasing enormous temporary buildings they claim were built in just 2 years. Once the old world was buried, they created the new one. Central banks, debt slavery, maritime law, artificial scarcity, indoctrination through education, all of it funded by the same families. The Rothschilds didn't just finance empires. They financed recess and erased anything that didn't serve the control system. Tartaria was too free, too advanced, too powerful. So they inverted everything. Free energy became fossil fuels. Truth became conspiracy. Spirit became religion. Nature became a resource. Freedom became an illusion. 1776 wasn't a beginning, it was a cover-up. We are the generation rediscovering what they tried to erase. Tartaria was real, and the ether is real, and the truth is no longer hidden.
My question is, how did Tartaria not see them coming? How did they not see them coming for this shit? That's my only question. No disrespect to our people, but how did we not see this shit coming? How did we not see them with their moves and what they was about to try to do? I'm sure we saw this shit.
Here are 5 famous people who passed away instantly after exposing files, if you know what I mean. In 5th place is Stanley Kubrick, who made Eyes Wide Shut. I mean, just listen to that name. It unmasked the elites who used to have private parties and abuse certain people. He also exposed hidden rituals and all types of things these demonic Hollywood people were up to. Then he releases his show, and 6 days after, his heart just stopped, and there's no explanation for why. 4 was Isaac Cappy, who literally named individual stars in Hollywood, if you want to call them stars, and labeled them and called them out for being files. 2 years after he did this, he just fell off a bridge. No notes, no messages to anybody, nothing found. Literally nothing. Next, we got Chester Bennington, who actually understood this pain and sang about it and made many songs influencing it and literally referencing it. He was close to Chris Cornell, who did a similar type of thing and also spoke out about PDF files. And guess what? A few months later, 2 months apart, they both died by hanging. No explanation either. 2 is one of my favourite TV personalities of all time. It's Anthony Bourdain, a true legend, and honestly, such an authentic, incredible human being who was filming about kids being, and he was about to name names and release a show when suddenly, literally all of a sudden, he was dead in his hotel room in France. The secrets stay hidden, the names have never been revealed, and apparently he did this to himself. But do we know what to believe? And number 1 might surprise a few people because a lot of people do not know about this. It was Avicii, who was working on a human video and he was trying to expose elites. He even had a list of names and rings that were related to this specific issue, and all of a sudden he passes away in Oman. And all of these names, all of this documentation that he had created and piled up, gone. It makes you wonder, is there something else involved here, and what is really going on with the elites? Unfortunately, those are 5 people who passed away after exposing some of the dark sides of the elites in Hollywood.
It's Haley Baldwin's relative, Stephen Baldwin. He was just on an interview.
What happened?
And they asked him about Hollywood because he's mentioned before, I think he went public about saying like there's certain things that are demonic in the industry.
Yeah.
And someone asked him again, so you said some things about Hollywood being demonic.
Yeah.
You've said that the devil runs Hollywood.
I did say that.
Do you still think that?
You still believe it?
You know what he said? He said just look at Christmas. Look at Christmas and look at what movies were playing around that time.
Yeah, Let me ask you a question. Didn't we just have Christmas?
Yes.
What were the films premiered for Christmas? Name the titles you can think of now. And then
There's
Nosferatu. What is that? Nostradamus? What? I can't even say it. It's so evil.
No, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
There's like obviously some erotic stuff. Every movie that was coming out was about that type of shit. But what's crazy is what's being promoted is the vampires. Boom, 1.
Yeah.
The only like Christmas-esque movie that came out around that time, the red one. The red one.
Yeah.
Right? What does that sound like?
Bam.
The one.
The red one. That's right. That's just not even.
It's not even hiding in plain sight. Like it's literally that.
I can't even remember the clips that came out, the movies that came out during
Once you find out how easy it is for buried monuments to be hidden in plain sight as natural phenomena, you start to realize everything they've taught us about ancient history is just a cope. Here are just a few archaeological sites from around the world before they were excavated and after. This is the pyramid of Teotihuacan in Mexico. Before they dug it up in the 1900s, it looked like this. Just an oddly shaped hill, kind of like those hills in China. They promise us are just hills and definitely not pyramids. Or the hidden pyramid of the sun in Bosnia, which again they insist is just a hill, and if you think otherwise you're a fraud and a con artist. Here is the pyramid of Teotihuacan today, one of the largest structures in all of Mesoamerica. Once a totally natural hill, now a sprawling complex of stone megastructures that we still have no idea who or how they were even built. Anyone who claims they know is just coping. Here's another before and after of the same structure, also known as the pyramid of the sun at Teotihuacan, and it literally just looked like a grassy hill. Even all of these smaller structures laying around the main pyramid were all completely buried underground. An entire ancient city complex hidden as a natural geological formation for hundreds of years. And it seems like our entire world is built on top of sites like these. Like the Great Pyramid of Cholula in Mexico as well, which barely even resembled a hill, just a natural outcropping of the ground pre-excavation. That later turned out to be the biggest known pyramid in the world by sheer volume. It may not look like it, but it's an absolute chode, insanely wide at almost half a kilometer at its base. Now, the hidden pyramid of the sun in Bosnia would be bigger if it turned out to be a pyramid, but no, that's fake. Don't look at that. That one's just a hill, remember? The world famous Chichen Itza looked just like a rickety little mud hut on top of a mound before it was fully uncovered as one of the greatest pyramids of the Mayan civilization. Same with the Temple of the Great Jaguar in Tikal in Guatemala. At first, just a little stub sticking out from the jungle overgrowth, and of course, a whole ass pyramid underneath. If monuments like these are this hidden after just a couple hundred years, imagine how much more they'd be after a few thousand. Here's before and after the excavation of an ancient Greek stadium, which kinda just looked like an empty field that slightly dipped inwards before the rows of seats and central playing area were fully revealed. The Temple of Artemis in Turkey, only 2 pillars barely visible before more were excavated and an entire courtyard uncovered beneath. The Ephesus Theater didn't even remotely resemble anything man-made, just the most natural looking hill I've ever seen. And lo and behold, laying under it was a massive ancient theater complex, complete with the center stage, rows of seats, pillars, stairs, the whole 9 yards. This is an ancient library from the Hellenistic era, again initially just 2 small pillars, turned out to be an entire foundation of a building and even more sprawling remains all around it, all buried underground. This other theater in Turkey, you could kinda tell there was something going on under here, but never would you imagine it would be another courtyard this massive. Speaking of Turkey, we of course have the world famous Göbekli Tepe, which was completely invisible before unveiling the oldest known ancient site in the world, at over 12,000 years old, utterly shattering our mainstream understanding of history. And now the elites at the WEF and other mainstream archaeologists are doing everything they can to downplay it and make sure it stays hidden. For real, that's actually happening. Not a conspiracy, I even made a video on it, check it out after if you want. Here's the Ziggurat of Ur in Iraq, which again just looked like an oddly shaped mound with suspicious looking edges and angles before it was dug out, revealing quite possibly the most significant monumentous structure in all of Mesopotamia. Kinda looked like something you'd see in, I don't know, Utah or the Grand Canyon, but those are definitely just natural formations, oh 100%. Or the underwater Yonaguni monument off the coast of Japan, which is clearly just a natural geological phenomenon. Yeah, I know, that's literally what they say it is, and somehow we're the crazy ones. Of course, the Sphinx, being in Egypt, was covered up to its shoulders in sand prior to excavation. This one was admittedly a lot more visible, as there aren't any trees or plant coverage in the desert like there is in the Amazon, which tends to completely bury man-made structures after only a few years, and is also kind of the reason the most well-known, commonly studied ancient civilizations are almost always in the desert. Not necessarily because that's where they all came from, but simply because it's easier to spot buried sites in the sand than it is in the jungle. Like Machu Picchu, which was practically entirely covered with plant overgrowth before, like you couldn't even see anything there, only to reveal a sprawling village of structures, buildings, walls, and walkways beneath the foliage, all on top of a mountain no less. Really makes you think what else is hidden out there and what else they're promising us are just natural formations when we've barely even grazed the tip. Like, if all of these were this hidden before getting excavated, what makes us insist on knowing that these aren't? Cope harder in the comments if you disagree.
I don't know. He just taught me a whole hell of a lot, bro. There was some places and things that I did not know. I mean, of course I knew they be burying stuff like that, but the places? Nah, I ain't even gonna sit up here and act like I knew that already.
I don't know why.
frozen in time? And is it these civilizations? If you've read Admiral Byrd's diary, I'll let you guys discuss it in the comments. Let's have a chat about it.
Let's have a chat about it. Let me know. Some people believe in Admiral Byrd, some don't.
I don't know what to think. I've seen so many videos saying that the going to the moon thing is a hoax. Like, was it back in 1969 they supposedly landed and then came back? But how back then can the pictures be just as bad as they are now in 2026? And you're telling me they took that tin can, shot it hundreds of thousands of miles away in temperatures that would melt. Anything would liquefy. And they took that tin can with a Chevy small block, sent it to the damn moon, and then somehow got back in that tin can. Did you watch the video of the flames coming off the front of that thing? How in the hell did those people not burn up, like incinerate it instantly? It blows my mind. But the pictures, when they landed in the water, that craft they were in, the pictures were so unclear. I mean, we have iPhones that can zoom in for miles, and you're telling me with all the technology and NASA and the billions of dollars spent, you can't have crystal clear images? And then that spot where they lose all signal and like reception and can't communicate, it's like the blackout. How can you have a blackout if you can see the damn thing coming in the sky? None of this makes any sense to me. We have technology that far surpasses any other country. We can't even get a clear photograph of this thing. It's kind of hard to believe, don't you think?
Did anyone see this on Sway Lee's Coachella show? Look closely. Let's look again, but slower this time. Did you see that? Is it just bad lighting, or do you guys see it? This person made an enhanced image. Now look. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
I'm going to show you guys a video of this interview with an Amazonian chief where they show him a picture of a gray alien, and immediately he recognized it and says, yes, I know this ant. An ant, and I'm going to explain why that's significant with another video.
Yoshibo.
Isso aqui?
Sim.
Mancunawabu.
Mancunawabu.
Sério?
Mancunawabu. Mancunawabu é que mora debaixo da terra.
É, eu falei, esse aí.
Que se virou formiga hoje, que nós chamamos una, que é uma formiga grande, chama-se Mancunawabu.
Que essa formiga também é muito perigosa, né, Buenas?
Yeah, and it's a picture of a gray that they showed them, and they say it's an ant, and in their language it's una, right? And in Hopi, the word for ant is anu, right? And they have a connection to these ant people that live underground, and here's a video explaining that.
According to Hopi tradition, the Grand Canyon isn't just a canyon, it's a portal, a gateway to the underworld. They call it Sipapuni, the place where the first people emerged after a great cataclysm. The Hopi believe that humanity was destroyed and reborn not once, but 3 times, each time saved by mysterious underground beings known as the Ant People. These Ant People weren't insects. They were described as small, pale-skinned humanoids with large eyes, who lived in vast subterranean cities beneath the earth. They sheltered the Hopi during times of fire and flood, fed them, and taught them survival, and possibly more. In some versions of the myth, the Sky People, described as gods who descended in flying shields, guided the Hopi to the Ant People and then returned to the stars.
So what it sounds like is the grays that people are seeing may be these ant people from the middle of the earth, and this could possibly even be the little people, that these are just little ants that are humanoid like us, pale skin, big eyes, long hair. Sometimes it depends on which area you're talking to, which group. So Hopi is, for their word for ant friends, is Anunnaki. Now, the Sumerians have the Anunnaki creation story of these giants that came from the stars named the Anunnaki, and they made man from clay, just like how our story is over here. And I have a feeling that the two are connected. Very, there's a lot of evidence to connect these two. But isn't that cool? The Amazonian tribe, they knew of this ant when they showed a gray. And yeah, but here's some pictures of some grays, and I could definitely see it being related to an ant. Maybe the grays are insectoids, or the Anunnaki are insectoids. So nyawe for listening, and give my video a repost. Thanks.
If I tell you that your DNA came from an animal and it was spliced, and that's how Homo sapiens was created. We didn't come from Neanderthals. There's a missing link between the start or the appearance of Homo sapien and something before. There's a missing link there. Well, that missing link is real simple. You take a DNA out of any human being and give it to a scientist and saying, can you tell me if this DNA has been altered with CRISPR? CRISPR is a device, a technology that we have today that can splice DNA. You can take a gene out, you can put a gene in. You can alter DNA with CRISPR. So you can take a gene and say, I want my baby to have blue eyes. Okay, good. Well, I'll take the brown eye gene out and I'll put the blue eye gene in. Now put it back in, you have a baby with blue eyes. You can change anything. When you do this, there is a distinctive mark in the DNA. So you know it's been altered by CRISPR. You take human DNA, give it to a scientist who uses CRISPR and saying, has this DNA been altered? They look at it, and in virtually a nanosecond, they go, yeah, it's been altered by CRISPR. And they go, that's impossible. So human DNA has been altered. We know this. Who could have altered it millions of years ago? Or an extraterrestrial with advanced technology. We have this technology today. We go to another planet on a spaceship 100 years from now. We see a primitive group. We take that primitive animal, alter the DNA with CRISPR, and we create a new species.
This shit mean that they trying to play God, bro. That shit's sad. He got way out of there. He felt that energy. Y'all remember when Biden had to go through some shit like this? Biden did a whole lot of weird ass shit, bro, with them kids. I know y'all seen that. Let me know y'all thoughts, though. Kids feel energy, bro. Shit, sad he had to get that far away.
Do you have any thoughts about the lady that the Prince of Wales should marry?
Yes. Well, I suppose, you see, it's really difficult because you've got to remember that when you marry, in my position, you're going to marry somebody who perhaps one day is going to become queen. And you've got to choose somebody very carefully, I think. And it's got to be somebody pretty special. Because if you choose somebody who isn't used to it, it can, I think, probably cause...
Damn, I want to hear more what he had to say.
Tell you that the Alpha Draconans are here now. Where?
There are 1,833 of them that have been living underground between 100 and 200 miles beneath the surface. They've been here, some of them have been here a long, long time. They have lifespans that are thousands of years. They're carnivorous. They are not friendly to mankind, at least the ones that are here.
Are you saying carnivorous, they eat humans?
Yes. And they won't eat a dead human. It has to be alive at the time of the killing. Their preference is children. You know, and we've been told, you shouldn't talk about that. You know, other people say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, you know, bull. You know, why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States. These children were food. And I'm supposed to just shut up and not say anything about it because people don't want to hear it? That's tough. That's tough. You know, Westchester County, in the last 5 years, 3,000 children in Westchester County, New York, have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen? And why should people stay in denial about it?
Now, how are they able to do this? How are they able to? How are they able to? How are they able to do it? How are they able to come up out of this from underground and do it, or do they have?
There are tunneling systems everywhere. They're being helped by the Greys, and also there are groups within the higher echelon that are actually helping them acquire this.
So human beings are kids and giving them to the Greys, who in turn give them to the Alpha Draconans?
That's right. That's part of the deal. They won't come up as long as we feed them down there. You understand? It's about human beings selling themselves out. The echelon attitude here, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of humanity. And sorry, that just isn't right. You know, but it's going to have to be humanity that's going to rise up and take the stand. You're just going to have to turn off your televisions. They're going to have to get in their car. They're going to have to fire everybody in Washington, D.C. that knows and does nothing. And they're going to have to do something. You know, this apathy's got to end. Otherwise, the way we live is going to end. Period. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, and I'm not coming from a fear space. I'm really quite angry about the apathy and the fact that, you know, when people give lectures and try to tell this, people want to stand up and fight with them. Look at what's happening around us. The indications are everywhere. Everywhere. The truth is now an obscure thing. You know, the lie is the norm. There's something wrong here. What's wrong with this picture?
Hillary was specifically chosen by the Mothers of Darkness and the Satanic Council. You know, so I had a lot of experiences with her in Chicago in the early 1980s, which did include, you know, witnessing, I'll just say multiple. You know, with the hunting parties, I witnessed one of those in 1982. At the Rothschilds' Black Forest Lodge. You know, the elite who are healthy, who are well, you know, who are younger, they would release the children that they would hold captive in caverns around that area, usually at dusk, and then they would hunt all night for the kids. But they would release them and hunt for them. That would include, and then for the older individuals who are, you know, are not able to go out in the woods, they're getting older, they will have the youngest children inside the house. So they'd have those who are like 5 and younger in the house. Older people would hunt them within the house or the lodge. Usually, like with the ones in the house, they would just be then used for magic. They wouldn't necessarily kill them.
This shit, bro. This is all for entertainment, bro. What it said is not true. I had to take some of that shit out.
Views and opinions and trying really, really hard not to judge. But I don't agree with what she...
Okay, so watching that video, that creator, she has people write in for spooky stories, and she's talking about someone that wrote in. She's saying she's a succubus, and she's passed down in her family. They do these like ritual type things, and they feed off the energy of men. She goes on to talk about in the video how she does all these horrible things, very unethical things, and she feeds off their energy. She is feeding off everyone's energy that is watching, commenting, and interacting with that. I was watching it. I felt that visceral reaction to the stories that were being told, and I could feel her energy reach in. So she's using that. So this is just a video PSA to be aware that that stuff is real. I have been a massage therapist for 6 years, and continuously that happened to me. And you simply can just say, nope, not for me. You can cut that energy off because you are the decider. Whether it's an agreement you made consciously or unconsciously, it's still made. So if you feel that, if you're in tune and you can feel that energy reach in, you can just cut it off. But this is just a PSA to say that stuff is real, so be careful.
Oh, hell yeah, that shit real. Hell yeah.
A succubus woman is a woman sent by the devil to destroy or drain a man's energy from him. They are very seductive. They are very evil. They use a lot of manipulation to try to demasculate a man. And you can tell by the way that she talks, the way that she dresses, and the way that she carries herself. These are very dangerous women. There are good women out here, and there's also succubus, Jezebel women that are just meant to destroy a man's life. You always got to be aware of the succubus women because they are meant to destroy a man's life.
It's a succubus.
A succubus is a woman sent from hell to suck the life out of a man.
That's it, yeah!
Yeah, there's not much you can do about a succubus. Their evil power makes man blind to love.
Same thing, and just fly away. Individual accomplishments a little bit, and we'll move you off to the side before other stuff starts. That was odd. Just a change in air pressure, or was that a friendly ghost, Mr. Baker? Thank you, sir. You guys have really taken leadership. Everybody to give us their science. There it goes again.
One of those for like
we must have an open door somewhere else in the building. Blowing that open.
It's at this point that the notion of this being just a wind stops making sense. A cap on one of the students flies off their head. Almost as if someone knocked it off, the hat zips across in a swift and sudden motion before landing close to the exit. The same exit, where no one was seen opening the door. Even the principal, who initially thought it was nothing, couldn't make sense of this.
And graduation at that point. That diploma, you can mail it to me. I'm gonna find y'all later. The whole family, I'm gonna get ahead now. It's time to go. Let's go. Cause you don't know what the hell about to attach itself to you and take it back home with yourself. You know, you don't know. I'm good, bro. I'm good. That shit's crazy.
See that? Yo, I don't know if I'm tripping, but every time I look over there, I feel like I see a face peek around the corner. Let me just chill. See that? You see that?
Yeah, see, he ain't asking no questions.
Hey. What the? Jazz! What? Ben? Jazz! What? Come here! Someone's at 10! I'm coming. What's wrong? Yo, there's someone at the... What? There was someone at the tent. There's someone at the tent. Here? Yes. Hey, someone like grabbed the zipper. Bro, what? Someone grabbed the zipper to the tent. Hold on, I thought I just saw... Who's over there? I would get inside. Jazz? What? I would get inside. Okay. Can you open it? Yeah. Something in that direction, bro, I'm telling you. Something or someone. What did you hear? It sounded like someone was grabbing a zipper out the door right there. And now, when I was down there, I went down the hill a little bit, down the trail, and I swear to God, I thought I heard what sounded like a voice again. I don't know. What was that? Bro, we have to make a decision. What? Like, okay, clearly there's somebody out here. someone or a group of someone's out here.
Sure.
What the f do they want?
I don't know.
Whoever they are, brother.
No one else here. That's for sure. Or maybe they do. It's just, this is their way of welcoming us. I don't know. What is that?
There's somebody out there. Somebody is out there. What the f do you want? Are you sure they like...
I'm
okay, then we should get out of here. We should. Get out of here.
Yeah, right now.
Get the f out of here.
I want to see the rest of this shit, bro.
So we were at the Whaley House, which is America's most haunted house, and look at what we captured on the security cameras. Make sure your volume's turned up though. Okay, so I do want to set up so we have... Wait. And this is the other side. The door just started rattling.
Man, I ain't playing around with this shit.
Never been so scared in my life. They're burning everything here in Puerto Vallarta. They just burned that also right there. We had to leave. They're throwing everywhere. Everywhere.
TikTok's not letting me show it, so I just need to tell you guys. I found someone, and I think she might be dead. Hold on. Okay, TikTok, this one's not the... I found them. I know for a fact that this video was taken in 2006, and from what I can see, from 2006 to part of 2007, she was kept in this house. She got pregnant at some point. She gets pregnant, hold on, let me count. 1. She gets pregnant in 2013. She's pregnant in 2011, 2010, 2000. Oh my God.
I had to take some of that out.
Go grab your parents, because what you're about to see will completely blow your mind. We all patiently waited for this day to come, and finally it's here. And 99% of you won't be able to stomach this. But don't worry, I'm going to show you, but as we know, Kobe Bryant has done things that no one else has even come close to. So much so that he has his own saying. Now, over the years, people have always speculated that he might just be the greatest of all time. But what if I told you the day that that helicopter crash happened, the whole world stopped? But what if it wasn't the way you thought it was? Because in this video you're about to see, you're about to witness something that we never thought was possible. Now people always question if they're hiding this from us this whole time. What other things are they keeping secret?
Hey, yo, hold on, man. Hold on. Come on, Mamba. Mamba mentality. Yeah, Kobe got up out that helicopter. I believe it. Mamba mentality, my man found a way to get up out that helicopter. I believe it. He's somewhere. He chilling somewhere.
Y'all with that? What's y'all thoughts?
According to the Bible, it never rained on this planet until the year 2348 BCE, 4,370 years ago. Or 4,730 years ago, I think. Adam was created in the year, depending on how you take it. The Masoretic text says that he was created in the year 4004 BCE. Other people have it at 4024 BCE. And if you look up and if you can Google or hit chat, the idea that it never raining on this planet in the 4.6 billion years that the standard model says, that hit me kind of strangely. And I began asking questions about that. Is it possible for there never to have been rain on this planet until the year 2348 BCE. They couldn't give me an answer for it, so I started doing research. And I looked into glaciations and ice cores, and the deeper you look into the ice cores, you can go back almost 1.2 million years and you see the same recursive things that's taking place. And in order to have glaciers in those places means you have precipitation. In order to have precipitation, you have a hydrologic system that is functioning. And snow begins as rain initially, and it freezes. So that question right there made me stop. If you look at and mind you, I love, it's not that I don't believe in God, but what we've been taught is not lining up with archaeological truth, archaeological facts. If you look at the tree rings, they don't support the idea of a global flood. It supports the idea of perhaps a regional flood in a given area. But to support a global flood, all of those tree rings, for water to be on the earth for 150 days and everything's crushed underneath it, all the trees would die, so you would see a new growth pattern. But we still see tree rings that goes back 12,000 years. So there was a flood. There's a number of reports for a regional flood, but as far as it being a global flood, that doesn't match according to archaeological facts, according to the glacial facts. So I had to start questioning those things. And remember, we were told that the Bible is the Word of God. And man wrote it, but it was under inspiration. And I was like, well, if I look at 4004 BCE as the starting point for man being here, well, that doesn't match the genealogical records of everyone coming up out of Africa and making their movement through Göbekli Temple. All of these places, they 13,000 years old. Other places showing that mankind has been here at least 300,000 years, or at least 1 million years. So that was a hard thing for me, because I felt like I was losing my religion. But at the same time, I was gaining my common sense that when they began writing about trying to understand what was taking place, they used the best tools that they had available at the time. But those tools, now we have more sensitive instruments. And so we should be using those sensitive instruments and using our common sense and take the stories that we can from these things, but not to, we have to walk away from fairy tales at the end of the day and hold on to truth and hold on to the God. When we pray, who do we pray to? Do we pray out there, or are we praying to a deeper place inside, the connectivity to the Creator?
With the trees and the flood, he looking at the trees. He might need to look at the mountains. That's the only thing I'm going to say. He was on point with everything else, but he might need to look at the mountains. Maybe you need to look into the mountains that we think is mountains, because we saw that. Let me know y'all thoughts. Everything else was on point. He was on point with the trees too. Makes sense. But that's the only thing I would say. Not to disagree, just to bounce off of it.
Okay, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I do. Do you remember back during 2020 or 2021, the witches on Witch Talk were getting on here and saying that they were going to put a curse on... Well, during that time, I don't know if you were also on Astral Traveler TikTok, but the Astral Travelers were also getting on here and saying that they would astral project to the White House and see what's going on and report back. And I swear I saw at least 2 or 3 report back and say that when they tried to travel there, the White House itself are highly guarded by like low vibrational astral beings, and they had to get out of there. Well, I've always kept that in mind, and then the other day I stumbled across this video. I highly recommend you watch it. She was by Epstein and others, and she says that they can in the astral and they have meetings in the astral.
I don't advise anybody to do any of that. This is for entertainment purposes. None of this is true.
Hear the water?
So this mom named Aaliyah was recording her daughter in bed with her during one of her night terrors. And after her daughter woke up from it, she wanted to bring her daughter back to her bedroom. Well, on the way to the bedroom, something pretty weird happens. Watch.
Good girl. It's okay. There's the vent right there, baby. See? The vent pushes the door. You're fine, okay? Be a big girl? Don't be scared, just remember. Baby Lenny's here, Mommy's here. We're all gonna be together in the same house. It's gonna be okay. Let's go to bed.
First, the door shuts on its own.
What's wrong, Cora? What are you afraid of? You're scaring me, honey. I don't see anything.
And then the blinds pretty much violently shut on their own as well. And that's her daughter's bedroom. And she was bringing her there. Dude. Never mind. I wouldn't even go into that bedroom if I saw the door shut on its own. And then the blinds?
Around 12 a.m. somewhere in Santa Cruz, and was recording a video to show how lit up the streets looked at night, when something chilling startles him out of nowhere. Watch closely.
¿Qué onda, amigos? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bueno, quería compartir con ustedes cómo se ve Santa Cruz Porrillo a las 12 de la noche. Comentarles que ahorita vengo yo de una cobertura de un trabajo y quería mostrarles acá un video de cómo se ve Santa Cruz en la noche. Hey, escucho algo ahí feo. Un caballo escucho por aquí. Hey. Un caballo. Escuchan. Aquí lo escucho ahora. Puta, aquí asustan en Santa Cruz. Hey, aquí asustan en Santa Cruz. Vela, ya me voy mejor para la otra. Pues señores, que asustan en Santa Cruz, asustan en Santa Cruz. No salgan. Bueno, cuida. Oigan, que asustan. Oigan los chuchos.
As he walks down the empty streets at night, the sudden sounds of horse hooves clattering against the ground appears right near him and getting closer. But as he pans around the streets, there isn't a single person or horse in sight. And right after the sounds get really loud, all the dogs in the area start howling and barking all over as if sensing something.
See, when he out there at night, ain't nobody out there too. There's a reason why everybody kept their ass inside. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, bro. Maybe I'm wrong.
One of the more debated UFO stories centers around a piece of footage linked to Area 51 researcher Chuck Clark. According to Clark, the tape shows a glowing object filmed near the Nevada desert. But here's where it gets controversial. Clark has refused to release the full footage, saying he promised not to distribute it. Years later, Logan Paul said he tried to buy the tape for $100,000, and when that failed, he claims he secretly recorded it while watching. He's also said he later showed that recording to Bob Lazar, though there's no public release or confirmation of what was actually seen.
Story time. Many a year ago, in the middle of the night, I woke up to footsteps in my bedroom. And I look up, and there's a man in a white t-shirt walking around my room. I'm just like, why is Josh up in the middle of the night? But then something moves in the corner of my eye, and I look over, and Josh is in bed next to me. So I look back, and there's no man in a white t-shirt. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm just sleeping. It was a dream. I lay back down. I'm like, all right, we're going back to sleep. This is fine. Then I hear something. I look up to my left, and there is a man in a white t-shirt, pretty heavy set, leaning over Josh's nightstand and looking through the blinds into the backyard. I'm looking, and I'm blinking hard because I'm like, this isn't real. He's not actually there. Like, I could feel that he wasn't there, though I was seeing him. And I turn over, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm maybe having a hallucination. I'm in, sleep paralysis or something. And I lay there, and I'm like, but I'm not. Josh wakes up, and I look at him, and I'm like, Josh, there is a man in a white t-shirt walking around our room twice now. I don't think he's real, but I've seen him, and it is extremely vivid. And he says, all the right things that a man says to his wife, relax, calm down, woman, just kidding. He's not like that. But says all the right things. We end up going back to sleep. Within seconds, he shoots up in bed, and he's like, I saw him. He's by the door. And I'm like, I knew it. I'm not crazy. I knew what I saw. And so we get up out of bed, and I go check on the kids, and we make sure the doors are locked, and everything was fine. After a while, we go back to sleep. We leave the lights on because we're like, you know what? This is uncomfortable. We laid there for about 15 minutes with the lights on before Josh rolls over, turns it off, and we're like, it's fine. We're going to sleep. It was a thing. And then I slipped into a dream. And I was dreaming that I was in a truck, and I was driving on a highway. And I was coming up to some turn where there's all these people lined up outside of the truck, and they were trying to say something to me, and I was trying to ignore them, like they weren't there for some reason. I was just like, whatever, I'm just going, I want to go where I'm going. And I take a right, and as you know when you kind of take a turn, you kind of lean your body a little bit in the direction you're turning. That happened. And then suddenly, in real life, I feel a hand clap over my mouth and start pulling me. And I'm feeling like I'm being pulled, but I realize as I open my eyes, I'm not being pulled out of bed, I am being pulled out of my body into the astral realm. Now listen, I don't astrally project. It's not what I do. That is the ghost's house. I'm not going there. And so this thing was forcing me, was grabbing, it was, I don't even know how to describe this feeling of being touched without being touched, and being pulled and having that forced, detached feeling. But I was in sleep paralysis, so I couldn't do anything about it. I was trying to scream. I was just kind of wheezing, making some weird high-pitched sounds, hoping that Josh was going to hear me and wake up. I ended up pulling myself out. And as soon as I kind of regather myself, I start hearing Josh's breathing change, which happens when he goes into astral projection. That's when I know that he knows something's going on. He's now going astral because he's recognizing something's happened to me, which is a thing that happens with us. It's hard to explain. It's a whole other story. Within about a minute or so, he wakes up and he's like, all right, it's gone. But this was something different than what we've had before. This thing had taken on the form of someone that we knew, but wasn't living with us. And it was trying to convince Josh that he's okay, that he has a right to be there, so that we would let him stay. Josh did his thing. The thing was not completely gone. It kind of lingered around the room for a while, but it was gone. We didn't have any more issues. Morning comes, and I went downstairs to wake up the kids for school. And I'm by my daughter's bed, and I start hearing whistling, like a song, being whistled upstairs. I look at my daughter, and I'm like, what the heck? Why is Dad whistling? He doesn't whistle like that. And, I was like, all right, get up. It's time to go to school. Went upstairs. Josh was in the kitchen making coffee, and I was like, what was that whistling? It's like, that was new. And he just looks at me. He's like, I wasn't whistling. I'm like, yes, you were. It was a song. You were whistling like... And then I stopped. Because he was whistling the songs like the person that the entity was trying to be, or had taken the form
of in Josh's situation. So I was like, okay, it's still here. And then I smudged the crap out of the house when I got back from dropping off the kids at school.
Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Glad to grow, helps Glad to get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you for watching ATV, whatever the case is. Y'all know I love y'all, man. Stay up, keep your head up, keep your energy right. I ain't gonna hold you. Till I see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know